Lifers and loved ones, welcome back to the channel. It's Biz, a Biz Lifestyle, jumping right in with no time to waste, plans being laid, no games being played, money being made, and bills being paid as always. Tonight, what I want to discuss with you all is shifting the mindset and changing your life through diet and fitness, something that I'm extremely passionate about and excited to discuss. Again, I'm just here to share information, inspire, and be inspired. This is definitely a judgment-free zone. And this is for those who are in a place in life where you might be in a little bit of a rut. You might need a recharge. And I found that for myself over the years, it's been, beneficial just to make adjustments to my diet and to my activity levels. And that's helped me out a lot. You're going to see me stare at the screen from time to time. I took a few notes down. I just didn't want to miss any points, but I'm definitely here with you. So let's jump right in and get started. But before we do, I definitely want to preface my comments by saying, all right, I am not a personal trainer nor a fitness professional. I am not a physician, a dietitian, or a nutritionist. All right. Again, I'm just here to share information and give love and get love back and just share things that have worked for me. So let's get started. So these are 7 tips or 7 steps that I have. If you're in a place in life where you might be feeling a little complacent, you might be feeling a little stuck, and you want to figure out, a productive way to channel your energy, and harness your life force. I just feel for me, if you can master the body, you can do anything. If you can control the body, that'll transfer over to so many other areas of your life. So I feel that's extremely important. All right. So let's jump right in. Step number 1. All right. For shifting the mindset and changing the life through diet and fitness. The first order of business, again, once you've had an opportunity to consult your physician, you've had a physical, you know where you stand, you know what shape you're in, you know that your heart is good. If you have any chronic illnesses or diseases or anything like that, that you have to keep under control, you definitely want to make sure that that's at the forefront and you get that taken care of. But again, making some positive changes to your diet and increasing your activity levels over time could only help, right? So the first step, again, activity levels. All right, you want to start off slowly, increase intensity and your frequency gradually. All right, so walking. All right, walking is one of my favorite pastimes. I'll throw my headphones on, throw on one of my favorite podcasts, or audiobooks or something like that, some music, and I'll just vibe out. I love to stroll. I love to take walks when it's sunny and beautiful outside, or if it's a nice little breeze and it's not too cold. I can just walk and walk and walk. And I really enjoy that. And it's low impact on the joints, but it's extremely beneficial to get those steps in. And it's a great way to burn some calories. And it's something that's cool to do with friends and family. You really can't go wrong just by walking and getting those extra steps in. And it's a great place to start. You know what I mean? So, another form of low-impact activity could also be jump roping. I enjoy jump roping as well. And again, the beauty of jump roping is you can do it anywhere. All right. So if you don't already have one, definitely feel free to jump online, pick yourself up one. And you can get started that way and kind of just build it up from there until, you need more of a challenge and you want to figure out different ways to challenge yourself and push yourself. All right. So that was step 2. We're on to step 2. Do research and become more educated about the value of foods. All right. Macro versus micronutrients, proteins, fats, and carbs. Proteins, fats, and carbs are going to pretty much be your building blocks as far as your intake. All right. We'll get more into the different types of dieting and different ways of consuming, but I think it's going to be key and it'll be vital for you as you're beginning this journey, right? To making some changes through your diet and your fitness to get a positive understanding of the value of foods, calories, portion control, so that if you're looking to do a little bit of a cut, you can be in a caloric deficit and you can maintain that comfortably. Or if you're looking to kind of build that muscle on, you want to get some additional mass, you'll want to be in a caloric surplus. All right. Invest in a food scale as well until you're in a place where you're used to being able to eyeball your foods and you kind of know that 3 ounces of chicken equates to this much, or 3 ounces of salmon or cod equate to this much. I can have this many cups of rice and things of that nature. Again, once you've done it for a while, you can pretty much eyeball it and you'll know. But to start out, help yourself out and grab yourself a food scale. It comes in handy, and based on my personal experience, you'll be extremely surprised to find out how sometimes we may overeat a little bit when we're just scooping out that rice, and we're not scooping out nearly as much of that broccoli. You dig? Guilty. So yeah, definitely grab yourself a food scale and do some research and educate yourself on the value of foods, so that you'll know exactly what you're taking in and what it will take to burn that. All right. So step 3, all right, making changes through diet and fitness. Dietary changes over time. We talked about the food scale and educating ourselves on the value of foods. Portion control. Keeping a food journal. Keeping a food journal is big. It's like having an accountability partner that won't judge you. You can jot down the things that you're eating, and it'll allow you to go back in time and kind of see how you've progressed, the things that work for you, where you got results at, and where you didn't. But that's something that I did, and even from time to time I'll still do that if I'm looking to kind of push myself, challenge myself a little bit, and hold myself accountable. I'll go ahead and keep a food journal, so don't hesitate to do that. And I think you'll find that it comes in handy. And again, nobody needs to see it but you, and you can write down all your foods and drink inside of there, and then you'll be all set to go. All right. Also, drinking plenty of water. Water is extremely important. I always have water around. I always have water around, and very nearby. And I try to come as close as possible to a gallon in a day, as I can. Obviously, between work and, moving around and taking care of business and doing what we need to do, we don't always do that, but I try to come as close as I possibly can. So definitely be aware and be intentional about your water. I once read that once you're feeling thirsty, that means you're already on the verge of being dehydrated. So, drink with intention. Make sure that you're not completely flushing out the salt and sodium that you need, or electrolytes or anything like that. You definitely want to be drinking it gradually throughout your day, as opposed to kind of just trying to pound it all at once, and it doesn't feel very good to do that. So for sure, make sure that you're getting your water in. It's important. Plus it's great for, the hair, skin and nails, and just has you feeling good and helps you flush out those toxins. All right. And another tip that falls in line with tip number 3, which is just dietary changes. Try not to drink your calories. I noticed as I was initially on my journey sometime years ago that I was drinking a lot of my calories, a lot of sugary juices and shakes and that ginger ale here and there, and my orange juice, which I love, but those things can be extremely sugary. So I'm a lot more aware of the portions that I'm having, as well as how often, and I try to make sure that I'm drinking more water than anything. But again, moderation, definitely not knocking it. I definitely still enjoy my sweets and my orange juice, but I'm definitely also very much aware of it, and try to keep it to a minimum, and making sure that I'm getting plenty of water in as well. All right. I also wanted to note meal prep. Prepping meals in advance, not only is it extremely convenient when you're on the go, but it also helps you to stay organized, and again helps you to stay accountable. You're a lot less likely to veer off the path if you've prepared your meals in advance and you've planned it. Plus it just takes the stress away of having to figure out, once you've already made it to work, what you're going to have, and while all your coworkers are ordering out burgers and fries and chicken wings and things of that nature, like you already got yourself together, you're situated, and it'll make you feel good that you planned ahead and that you're sticking to the plan, and you're going to see the results. All right, for sure. I also wanted to give another little tip: condiments. That's one thing I noticed. Condiments can be extremely sugary or fatty. So be aware. Again, you don't necessarily need to harp on it too much, but again, when you're just looking to make some subtle changes, condiments can make a big difference. So ketchups can be very sugary. Salad dressings can be very oily, or fatty, if they're olive oil and things of that nature, or they happen to be mayo based, depending on the types of dressing that you like. Barbecue sauce is the worst when it comes to caloric value. So I try to use mustard. I try to use a lot of mustard. mustard, because it helps for me. If you have a little bit of reflux, mustard could be great for that because of the turmeric that's in it. But also there's really no calories, if any at all, in mustard. And hot sauces, I'm very big on hot sauces, because again, vinegar based, very tasty, gives you a little bit of a zip and a punch in your food, but it doesn't add any calories to it. And also they make a lot of these days, they have a lot of sugar-free sauces and alternatives that are diabetic friendly. If you do happen to be diabetic, then you're probably aware, but try to find dressings and sauces and things of that nature for your condiments that aren't as fatty or sugary, and that'll go a long way. You'd be surprised how excess of salad dressing could just kill your salad and defeat the whole purpose, and it'll be like you should have just had the burger or fries, you dig? So be aware of your condiments. All right, so yeah, we're moving on to step number 4, shifting the mindset and changing our lives through diet and fitness. All right, fasting. I'm very big on fasting, whether that be intermittent fasting, which means you're eating within a window. So, 24 hours in a day. One of the more common ways to intermittent fast is by eating your meals in an 8-hour window. And then the other 16 hours of the day, you're just having liquids. Maybe you're having tea and coffee, but no foods. So that is something that I will do from time to time just to push myself, challenge myself, hold myself accountable. But I'm also the type who likes to do, 24-hour fast. I'll do 48-hour fast. My family and I and some coworkers a few weeks ago in May, we did a 3-day fast, all right, where I did have liquids, but for sure. So I think it's a form of discipline, and for me, it's spiritual. And when I just need to push myself, challenge myself, I'm kind of just looking to reset, give my body a chance to catch up to itself, and give my organs and stuff like that a break. I'll go ahead and do a fast of some sort. You may also, explore the possibility of cleanses where you may be just doing green juice cleanses, or you may be just doing smoothies or juices. Again, make sure that is something that you can handle. Fasting and the whole purpose of making adjustments to your diet and your fitness level isn't about punishment or hurting yourself. It's designed to be beneficial, and it should be something that is positive. So do what works for you. Again, this isn't about division or competition. It's about elevating and challenging yourself, but also, exercising that ability to discipline yourself and make sacrifices, and just being able to have that bit of control. I'm of the thinking that, what we eat and what we're doing for ourselves from a fitness perspective is one of the only things that we can totally control. And what you put into it is exactly what you're going to get back. So that's why over time, diet and the things that I'm eating and my fitness levels have become so important to me, and it's made such a positive impact on me, and just allowing me to have so much energy. And it's a way that's healthy to find some control in your life and being able to be on that journey of self-mastery, starting with your foods and your activity levels. All right, so fasting. All right, different ways of consumption, different ways of consuming your foods, whether you like a ketogenic diet where you pretty much are removing carbs and sugars and allowing your body to go into ketosis, which means that you're drawing your energy from your stored fats and not carbohydrates, because you're not intaking any carbs. So whether that be keto, carb cycling, which is something that I will practice from time to time as well, where I may have certain days where I'll have my rice, I'll have my sweet potatoes or my potatoes, whatever the case may be, and then maybe for the next day or two, as I'm having a nice piece of fish or eggs or something like that, I'm really having vegetables on the side. I'm having asparagus, or I'm having steamed broccoli or mixed veggies or whatever it is, to kind of give my body an opportunity to process that food and attack my carb and fat stores, as opposed to just continuing to add to it. So carb cycling, that's something that you may want to try. And it's not to say that you're never having carbs at all, because I am all about my bread, again, my rice and my yams and stuff like that. But I definitely feel to prevent myself from from indulging and consuming those things in excess. I like to give myself times where, again, whether it's either I'm fasting or I'm carb cycling and I'm focusing more on green leafy vegetables, steaming up some spinach or something like that to have with my protein choice, whatever that may be. Okay. Also, OMAD, 1 meal a day. Again, that's something else from time to time I like to try. I like to shake things up when it comes to my food so that it's more of a treat for me. I definitely want to eat to live and not overindulge in those things. And I will speak for myself personally and say that if I'm not mindful of it, I could definitely eat more than I really need to for the activity levels that I'm doing, whether I'm working out, I'm going to work, I'm creating, I'm running my errands, moving around, whatever, hiking, whatever the case may be. But I just want to make sure that I'm not overindulging. And again, I'm making sacrifices for my higher self. So I'm staying high vibrational and I'm keeping myself disciplined. And also, for me, it allows me to be more grateful. It allows me to be more grateful when I'm more in tune with my diet and I'm meeting my diet and my fitness goals, and challenging myself and pushing myself. It definitely helps me keep my gratitude in place, which is extremely important in life. So for sure. So 1 meal a day. Sometimes I'll kind of fast all throughout my day. As the evening is approaching, I'll have a nice, solid, well-rounded meal, and then that'll be all that I have. No snacks, no desserts or anything like that. Again, those are things I tend to do for finite amounts of time and for a particular season, not something that I would do all the time. But again, I like to try different things and keep myself challenging, keep myself guessing by trying different ways of consuming my foods. All right. So moving on to step number 5. Step number 5 to making changes: track your progress with photos and the fit of your clothing, and not so much with the scale. The scale can be misleading simply because as you're increasing your activity levels and you're getting stronger and you're becoming more active over time, you're going to be shedding muscle and building fat, right? And muscle is a lot denser, takes up more space, and it's heavier. So if you're not careful and you're not mindful of the way your clothes are fitting or how you look or how you feel, you may become inadvertently discouraged because you'll see the numbers on the scale won't be changing much. And that's a lot of times depending on, again, your fitness levels, and how long you've been on the journey. You may find that you're not losing weight as much, or it's either staying the same. So the better ways, in my opinion, to track your progress would be either through photos, video, or just the fit of your clothing. I feel like, in particular, us ladies, and maybe some of you fellas, we have a particular pair of jeans or a pair of shorts or a nice top or a dress or something like that, where when we're on the lighter side of things, like it hugs your curves just perfectly, ladies, like it sits on your body just right. Fellas, you'll have a pair of jeans or a nice pair of slacks or a suit that fits your body really nicely, and is tailored and it looks really good, when you're more on the leaner side of things. And then sometimes we also have a pair of pants or jeans or suit or something like that, where we can tell when we put on a couple extra pounds because it'll be a little snugger or it won't be as comfortable to wear. So in my opinion, that's a lot better way between the fit of our clothing and just taking photos and observing to kind of measure our progress and just how you feel. How are you feeling? I think that's a better way to measure progress as opposed to just numbers on a scale, which could be misleading. Not to mention, for my ladies, we are set up differently hormonally and biologically and chemically. Obviously, certain times of the month we may be holding more water, or we may bloat a little more, which I know my fellas, I know you can kind of bloat too, just depending on what's going on in life, what you're eating and your water intake and things of that nature. So that's why I say the scale can be misleading, especially for us ladies, just because the changes in our bodies that are constantly happening. So don't hesitate, and you don't have to show the photos to anyone. You don't even necessarily need to keep them, but get you a nice pair of shorts or jeans or something that you earn your way into, or if you may already even have something in your closet from a while back that you haven't worn but you want to see yourself in it again pretty soon, that bathing suit, that Speedo, fellas, that swimming suit that you want to be able to get in, so that'd be a great way for you to be able to track your progress and see how you're coming along. Step number 6: to making life changes through diet, fitness, activity levels, and whatnot. Discover different types of training, man. For me personally, myself, I get a kick out of challenging myself and pushing myself, whether that's HIIT cardio, all right, whether that's weightlifting for hypertrophy, resistance bands, static holds, pause reps, calisthenic movements, body weight movements, push-ups, squats, and things of that nature. Burpees, love and hate burpees, all right? But burpees hit different and they attack everything. And burpees is something that you can do anywhere. Like I was talking about jump roping and stuff like that. Burpees you can do anywhere and you don't need any equipment. And there's so many different variations to burpees. So I definitely encourage exercise like that, that if you don't have an opportunity to go to the gym, you can step out into your garage, in your backyard, get a little sun, or clear out your furniture, living room area, pop on a fitness video or your favorite music, and you can just hit burpees, and either do planks or push-ups. Listen, you don't need to be in the gym for 2 and 3 hours a day to get a great workout. You can, keep your sets closer together, kind of superset them, minimize your rest in between, and get that heart rate up 20-25 minutes. And that's better than nothing. And that's a lot more than perhaps sometimes that we may do on average. So if 15, 18, 22 minutes is what you have, set your alarm on your phone for 22 minutes, get a quick stretch in and jump right into the burpees, body weight squats, and planks. Amazing workout that you could do at home. And then you're ready to freshen up, jump in the shower, and get out of the door and get your day started. All right. So don't hesitate. Discover and experiment with different types of training. Yoga. Yoga is incredible for mobility and flexibility. So just find different things that work for you. Also, depending on where you are on your journey, a lot of, again, plyo and stuff like that, jumping around it can be hard on the joints. So you want to implement some stretching, some deep stretches and some yoga and things of that nature. Again, it gets you moving. Motion is lotion, they say. So it gets you moving. It keeps the joints lubricated and it gives your body a bit of a chance to get a break, but you still put some time in, you put some effort in, got some activity in, and you were able to do so and have a low impact on your body, give your body a chance to take a break. So definitely, whether that just be YouTube searches, Instagram, whatever the case may be, Google searching, do some research and just look to discover different ways that you may want to train. Get yourself some resistance bands. Just pick up some of those. Again, that's a great equipment to have because it's very lightweight. I actually like to keep resistance bands around so that when I'm traveling, I can pack those up in a bag and take those with me. Comes in handy. If I have resistance bands and I have my jump rope, it's whatever. It's up, as they say. It's up. All right. Step number 7, final step on our journey for this discussion is just enjoy the journey and change your lifestyle by having fun with it. Have a good time with it. Again, the purpose of this is to hold yourself accountable and to just be vibrating at a higher frequency, pushing yourself, being more disciplined, and getting that sense of accomplishment that makes you feel so good when you set a goal for yourself and you actually follow through with it. It's just an incredible way, again, to reset and to make a positive change in your life. And again, it'll just spill over onto all other areas of your life, money, work life, personal relationships, educations, connecting with your kids, all that good stuff, man. And it's all beautiful. And I believe so strongly that if you can master your body, you can do anything. You can do anything. All right, that was it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you got something from it. As always, I hope you found it to be informational and beneficial. Again, and I'm always just looking to give love and inspire, and I want to be inspired myself. Again, we're on this journey together. So I just wanted to share something with you that was near and dear to my heart, which was challenging myself through the things that I'm eating and taking into my body, and also making sure that I'm prioritizing, being active. We put thought into what we wear and how we look and what we buy and what we drive and stuff like that. But I feel like we definitely gotta make it a priority, how we feel, and that we're making it a priority to be active. at any time. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to drop it down in the comment section. I will give you that energy back. If you would like me to make a specific video, or if you have a tailor-made question, or just want some perspective on something and you would like me to record it on the platform, and I would do so anonymously without putting you out there, drop me a line at askbizlifestyle@gmail.com. That is askbizlifestyle@gmail.com. As always, much respect, much appreciation. Thank you for being here. Until next time, we out.